Flirties, welcome to this Flirtini, the sixth in an experiment here on flirtations. If you're new to the Flirtinis, these are mini flirtations, mini episodes, if you will, where we focus on a singular topic. Usually you're just going to get me, Benjamin, the Flirt Coach. And yeah, that's what this is. So let us get right into this Flirtini. I thought we'd try something new for this Flirtini today, as I'm always telling you to take risks in your dating lives. And it's only fair that I do the same thing. So some dating Q&A here on this Flirtini. I've got three questions that were submitted from the Flirties, and I think you will relate to each and every one of them. The first one, let's go. I'm going to read it word for word. All right. I find when I meet someone, I automatically look at them and ask myself if they are a potential partner. Benjamin, how do I stop doing that? Okay. Very, very good question. I'm going to give you three tips here. And first, let's just get some perspective on this whole thing. Like, it is wild, truly wild when you're on the dating apps or you're going to have a first date and seeing someone as could this be my person, right? Could this be my partner? Could this be the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? The person I'm going to marry, if that is one of your dating goals. Like, it places so much pressure on you and on this person to live up to your expectations, which are not voiced right away, right? This is potentially a stranger, someone you don't know. It's a very bewildering experience dating. So I want to offer you this tip here, and that is to change your perspective first and foremost. So when you're going to meet someone new, maybe you're swiping on the apps, maybe you have that first date, maybe you've even been on a few dates now, you're settling in to the dating process. Can you view this person as a potential friend rather than a potential partner? Focus on getting to know them as who they are and getting to know yourself in the context of this new connection as well. You get to have your dating goals, objectives, desires, all of that good stuff, knowing what your needs are. Very, very important. So you can see how this person is showing up if you're in alignment around some of those values, goals, needs, right? All of that good stuff. But starting to relieve yourself of seeing of that pressure to see someone as a potential life partner and instead seeing them as a potential friend first and foremost. That will be, I think, critical in not only your overall dating approach, dating strategy, but also just helping you take some of the anxiety out of the dating process to focus on that connection, to focus on, do I even like this person, right? How do I feel knowing each new connection is going to be different? Ultimately, centering yourself, being able to reflect and see if you even vibe with this person on a friend level. I think sometimes we go into the realm of asking those hard hitting questions right away on a first date or even before you have the first date, right? What are you looking for? What do you want? You're trying to align yourselves on if you're compatible on some of these dating goals and foregoing the actual connection and developing friendship more or less in the process. So, how can you start to not automatically look at someone as a potential partner? Can you get to know them on a friend level while you also date them? Of course, right? If you're dating because you want that long-term relationship, you want that companionship, you're looking for compatibility, all of those amazing, fantastic things, you'll continue to have those conversations as the dating process goes on, of course. But do you even like this person on a friend level first? Okay. Something else that can help here, and I know I say it all the time, please don't hate me for this, and that is to stay in the present moment. And I'm going to tell you why that's so important. So the first tip here is to really, as you date them, don't forget that you're looking to develop that connection and pretty much a friendship with them as well. If this is someone you're going to enter into a relationship with, that foundation of connection and friendship is going to be wildly important. And then when it comes to the present moment, I want to also say here, if you're dating, seeing someone as a potential partner, and that's where your mind is going right away, is completely normal. I used to do this all the time because you want answers. You do. Your brain is searching for those answers. You want to know who this person is. How do they fit into your life? What role do they play? Is this going to work out, right? Are we compatible? Are we aligned on XYZ things? You're searching for answers in many ways to bypass, if you will, the discomfort, some of the anxiety that is bound to come up in the dating process as you're sussing out this new connection. Where is this going? What's going to happen? And this is why reflecting back on the previous point, knowing your needs, your goals, your desires, all that stuff, very important. Having your boundaries in place, very, very important. So you don't go further into the dating process with someone that you're actually not aligned with, that isn't a good fit, but you may start people pleasing and, go, that's a different Flirtini. But back to being in the present moment, just recognize that your mind, your brain is searching for those answers, wanting to know what is this? What is happening? Bring yourself back to the present when you're on those dates, when you're in conversation, texting, or on the dating apps, or getting towards that first date. Ask questions, right? Ask questions, make observations, just focus on the connection. And can this person listen? Can they ask you questions back? I know it sounds so basic the majority of the time, but when you get in it and you're in the emotions of it all, and maybe you are very attracted to them and you find them very hot and very sexy, all of these basics tend to go out the window very quickly. Speaking from experience as well. So see if you can be in the present moment, asking them those questions. What are some of their interests? Do they align with yours? Not all of them have to align with yours, of course. Some differences are amazing. This is how you're going to grow if this develops into a long-term connection and relationship. But do you have some things in common? Values? Do you seem to get along with their personality, right? Do they seem like they're curious to get to know you? So if you start to go into the future, right? Oh my God, is this my person? Bring yourself back into the present moment and don't forget some of those basics. All right, one more tip coming here for this question. Finally, I want to say here, I don't know if this is part of your story to the flirty that submitted this question, but if you are feeling some of that pressure from family, from friends, from society, from even yourself to make the relationship happen. If you're getting those questions like, why are you still single? Right? It seems like the fingers are being pointed at you, sort of like, what is wrong? And now you're starting to have some anxiety. You're looking to maybe not connect, but attach very quickly, rush the process, move towards exclusivity, right? What are we defining the relationship, getting to those milestones quickly? Breathe, take a deep breath. I completely understand the pressure that we can feel, but there is truly no rush in terms of bringing love into your life. And indeed, you can cultivate, create, bring love into your life in so many ways. Romantic love is not this ultimate end all be all type of love. It is not up there on the top of Mount Everest, right? As the ultimate form of love. We get to have love in so many ways in our lives through our connections, through our relationships, certainly the connection and relationship we have with ourselves. So take a moment here to reflect on where you're at, be appreciative and grateful for all that you have accomplished, all that you have done, everything that you have done for yourself to get yourself to this moment. And I truly do believe that it happens when it is meant to happen, more or less. I mean, timing is a huge part of this. There's a little bit of luck involved as well. There's elements of openness and curiosity and taking risks and all these things. But I truly do believe that what is meant to be will be. And I take solace in that. I hope that is helpful for you as well. So, as a quick recap, I find when I meet someone, I automatically look at them and ask myself, Benjamin, are they my potential partner? How do I stop doing that? All right, we talked about changing your perspective a little bit here, focusing on that friendship vibe, on that connection, being present, and then relieving yourself of pressure as if that is part of this experience for you. All right, two more questions coming up. Fresh question for you, flirties. This one reads as follows. How often is too often to see somebody after you just met? It can be exciting and I want to see them all the time, but then I worry, is it codependency? Having this issue right now with a gentleman, I think we went too fast and he got way clingy? Okay, flirties, let's break down this question. First, I'm going to focus on the pacing element here. I understand completely the excitement, right? The anticipation. You want to maintain the momentum. You think they're really attractive, and it just feels so fresh and so new. Maybe you're getting into a little bit of limerence, a little bit of extreme Delulu, getting out of Delulu in moderation there, and it just feels good. It's fun. So let's recognize the fun, the excitement for exactly what it is, and also know that we can have this excitement, this joy, this gratitude, even that you're receiving attention, perhaps validation from someone that you are really vibing with. Recognize that for exactly what it is, and also know that on the other side of the coin, we still have our boundaries, our goals, our dating desires, all of that. And so try not to get lost in the emotion of it all and still be able to look at this process of dating, of making romantic connections somewhat objectively, balancing that enthusiasm with your boundaries as well. So, how soon is or how much is too much in terms of spending time with someone right away? I think it's important to minimize digital communication in the early phases of dating. If you gravitate toward texting a lot, I know sometimes we want to do that because we feel like, ooh, I want to show interest, or they're texting a lot, or they're texting me a lot. I want to reciprocate that interest. But in reality, the digital communication creates this false sense of intimacy. And this comes from Sabrina Zohar. I know a lot of you all know who that is. She was on Flirtations. Yes. And she is 1000% right about texting creating this false sense of intimacy where it seems like you're deepening, you're further developing a connection, but all you're doing is texting, or all you're doing is, in the DMs on Instagram or something like that. All you're doing is snapping one another. You're not actually spending time with this person. So balance your digital communication with those actual dates. And I would even go so far as to say, limit that digital communication. This will help you pace your interactions. This will help you to be more present with yourself. And this will allow you to focus more on, or equally as much, the connection that you're developing in person versus having a lot of emphasis placed on your digital communication. So maintaining your boundaries in this way is going to be really, really important so you don't perhaps go too fast. Now, speaking to the codependency piece a little bit here, codependency, as I kind of break it down really simply. It's when your value, your worth, who you are, your time, everything kind of about your life is dependent on someone else's presence. So, classic example, people pleasing, right? Feeling like you need to fix someone, you're doing everything for someone, you're always saying yes, right? You're never saying no. So much of who you are, your time, how you spend your day, how you think and view yourself is wrapped up in how someone else receives your attention, your affection, your validation is based on what someone else is saying, what they are doing, what they are telling you. And so if you find you're going into the realm of codependency relatively quickly, I think going back to question one here will be really helpful. Focus on the connection rather than the attachment. And this is why the digital communication piece is going to be equally as important. So, how do I feel about this person? Do I like this person? Giving them some time and space to show up for me, right? Are they initiating? Are they reaching out? Are they helping to plan dates? Does it seem like they're really genuine in their interest when it comes to developing a connection rather than attachment? I need, I want, I got to have this person. I can't live without them. I'm lost without them. And you're having all of these thoughts about someone that you just don't know. Even if you've been dating, let's say a month or 2 months, in the context of your entire life, you've known them for a blip. They're still very much unknown to you. You only know what they've presented and what they've shown you in 2 months, let's say, just in this example. So, maintaining digital boundaries, very important. Focusing on the connection versus attachment, also very important if we're talking about codependency here, which is a part of this question. And then also, something else I've been playing with recently in some of my content is showing interest. And showing interest doesn't indicate chasing. It's not you reaching out to someone constantly, but as you're going forward in the dating process, letting someone know that you value their time, letting someone know that you value who they are. You value aspects of their personality, aspects of their hustle, right? If they're really in grind mode, if they're working hard, if they're taking care of a relative or family member, admire that, appreciate that, and let them know. Showing interest is a fantastic way to develop the connection without making things move too quickly because, truth be told, can this other person receive that interest and do they give it back? Do they give it back? That's going to be very, very important. If someone is not able to co-create this interest, this connection with you, it doesn't matter how much you're texting. It doesn't matter how much you're sending snaps back and forth to one another. If you're doing that, it doesn't matter how much you're attaching to this person, how much you feel like you just need to do everything for them right away. If they cannot reciprocate and show that interest back to you, then what are we doing? We're sacrificing our own boundaries and spending a lot of time getting to know someone that inevitably is just not really going to be able to be there for us. Yeah. So final thing I'll say here when it gets to, because this flirty mentioned that feels like things went too fast and he started to get a little clingy. Clarity through communication, right? So, hey, this could be, on a phone call, right? You want to do a FaceTime, you're on a date with this person. I've really enjoyed spending time with you, getting to know you. However, I think we're moving a bit too fast, right? I want to make sure that we have space just to maintain our own lives, continue to spend time with our friends and family, right? I'm getting a little verbose here, but you're basically saying that you value spending time with this person. You just think it's moving too quickly and see where they're at as well. How are they feeling? And you can establish some boundaries around when you see each other. Maybe you plan a date night. Maybe you agree to see each other twice a week, right? You opt for the phone call or a FaceTime versus texting a bunch if that's part of it here. So there you go. My answer to this question here. Things are moving maybe a little bit too quickly, and you feel like you're gravitating towards codependency. All right, Flirty, thank you for that question, wherever you are in the world. And one more coming. All right, Flirties, one more question here. And I know I said in the very first Flirtini that these would be 5, 10 minutes max, quick hits of dating advice, little pieces of information, and then you can go on about your day. Well, nearly 20 damn minutes later, here we are. I'm like that girl in Mean Girls. Remember the scene towards the end where all the girls are having that sort of kumbaya moment in the gym? And the one girl, she doesn't even go here, just had a lot of thoughts and feelings and needed to express that. Sometimes that is me because I care. I genuinely care and I just want to help you. I do. Okay, this flirty submitted the following question. Never dated before and work at a bar. There's this cute bartender at another bar near mine, and she's quite flirty with me and is nicer to me. And I visit her bar, and sometimes she visits mine. How do I know she's just being friendly or is interested? Should I ask her? The short answer is yes. Okay, there's the flirtini, but we're going to get into it a little bit more. Okay. This is a difficult question for me to answer most of the time because I wish I could be a fly on the wall, right? I wish I could observe the interactions because it is sometimes impossible to know if behind someone's flirt, behind someone giving you attention, is there romantic intent, romantic interest, or is it more friendly? Or could it be romantic interest without wanting it to go any further than that, right? We can spin our wheels, rack our minds trying to figure it out. And I can tell you like this person because you pretty much say so. And you say cute bartender, you don't just say bartender. And it seems like you're visiting one another. So at the end of the day, someone has got to make the move. Someone has got to do the asking out. Someone has got to take the risk. So it seems like, right, she's coming over to see you. You are really liking her. How do I know if she's just being friendly or is she interested? See if you can, like, the question in my mind is not trying to read someone else's actions, not trying to decipher or figure out how someone feels about me, but rather just making the ask, moving towards the question, hey, would you like to go grab coffee sometime? Or, hey, would you like to do XYZ thing? Or, hey, like after we get off our shifts, are you both working day shifts maybe? Would you like to go grab some lunch or something like that? Would you like to go check out this thing, see this place? Just make the ask and you can say, that you've really enjoyed your interactions and you would love to spend more time with this person. right? You'd love to get to know them a little bit more outside of the bar. Try there. Try that. I mean, start there. Rather than trying to figure out, oh, is this person being friendly? Are they being flirty? Someone could do, again, all the friendly or flirty things, and how they really truly feel is like sometimes we just have to put ourselves out there, know we're going to be okay regardless of the outcome. It doesn't have to change the existing dynamics, right? It doesn't have to, but we can ask the question and begin to explore interest beyond what sounds like a flirt. I mean, if she is coming over to you, coming over to your bar and really trying to spend time with you and talk to you and get to know you, and you're being a little flirty yourself, perhaps, I hope so, then I think a date seems like the natural evolution of this connection. So, should I ask her? Yes. Yes. Go for it and just have it be that. The question doesn't have to be, right, do you want to be my partner, right? Are you looking for a relationship? None of that. Reflecting back to some of the previous questions here in this Flirtini. Hey, do you want to go do this with me? Hey, I'd love to take you to dinner sometime. Hey, I'd love to go see this thing with you. Yeah, would you like to come? Yeah. That's it. That's it. Okay. Flirty, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for your question. Thank you to all the Flirties for submitting your questions today. Thank you to you for listening, wherever you may be in the world. My name is Benjamin. I'm the Flirt Coach and Gay Libra, signing off from here at Flirt Headquarters. Thank you again. Please rate, review, subscribe. Yeah, let me know what you think of the show. Share this with a friend, someone you even mildly like. I'd appreciate it. And that'll be it for me. Okay, Flirty. Happy flirting.